we have gotten some more new Forza Horizon 6 info that I think is very much worth talking about thanks to IGN and their IGN First coverage. They dropped 2 new videos accompanied by 2 big news articles. There is not much new footage here, it's mostly dev interviews, and sadly the footage that we've got is still quite low quality, so apologies for that. But the info that we've gotten by some of the devs at Playground Games, like the design director, lead game designer, production director and art director, are genuinely very interesting and quite cool to see. So let me go through every important piece of information that we've gotten and also give you some perspective with my personal view on these. For the first one, they've talked about the campaign again. This is not really new, but they touched on the whole system again and why they went back to more of a Forza Horizon 1 style progression system with the wristbands, car class restrictions and much more. I've already talked in quite a lot of detail about this and made a video on it. If you want to get all the information on the campaign structure, I'll link it up top and in the description down below. And now for some genuinely new stuff. And this first one is quite amazing to hear. The developers gave a little bit of background on how they come up with and design new systems. And very interesting to hear is that they actually look at how people played their previous games. And so they do have some telemetry or data on this, and very interestingly to them, it showed that a huge chunk of players just drive. They never touch any events, they just drive around the open world and do all kinds of different stuff there, from racing to drifting to just cruising around. Looking at this, the developers noted that, well, those players barely get any new cars or credits or experience. So they kind of had to admit that they had to do something about this. And that, to me, is something that is really amazing to hear, because Playground Games wants to explicitly design systems around how players actually play and not how they want them to play. I mean, there's always gonna be a little bit of both. They always have some kind of vision of what they want the game to be or feel like. But that they actually take the time and look at what people did in the previous Forza Horizon games and try to come up with systems and rewards for some people that were never really encompassed by the systems that they had built previously is really great to see. One of those systems is the time attack feature, and that one I am genuinely really excited about. And it seems so simple and straightforward if you think about it. It will work like this. There will be multiple racing circuits out in the world, and what you do is you just drive onto the track and start racing. No menus, no signing up, no nothing. You just race. And since you're in the open world, you're probably not alone, because they've gotten a lot better with the online features and showing people around you basically all the time. You will probably, if they get this right, always have someone else, probably also multiple people, racing with you on the same circuit. There will be checkpoints, split times, life delta, and crucially, you will get credits and experience every lap that you complete. So if you were just cruising around before, or maybe even driving on some sort of track that you laid out for yourself, well then now you have the choice to do this on basically official tracks. But out in the open world, you can just join in whenever you want and drive for as long as you want and then leave once you're finished. There will be in-world leaderboards, which apparently will reset every week. They will be PI filtered, so that you're racing against the same PI class of cars. And it will have some sort of rival system, with the people on your friends list being given priority. They said that there will be multiple tracks in the open world that you can just join in and basically go to the one that you like the most. And there will also be one on Legend Island, which is locked behind the campaign progress, so that's something to work towards. They didn't show anything about that circuit yet, but they were very excited about that, you could tell. I personally loved this feature. It's something that will be so natural, something that will reward players for stuff that they did already. I myself, in every previous Forza Horizon, had some sort of test track for if I did some upgrades and tunes to a car. For example, in Forza Horizon 5, it was parts of the festival racetrack and then some other roads that were kind of close, which I connected to make myself my personal test track. And I mostly was just driving this in the open world to test tunes. So having a system like this where you can just test your cars on purpose-built racetracks is just amazing, and you get rewarded with credits and experience at the same time. Let me know in the comments, is this also something that you did before, and are you as excited as me for this system? For me, this is for sure the most exciting feature that they did announce so far. But moving on, what else did they talk about? Well, one of those things is related to not only getting new cars, but also exploration. Because in Forza Horizon 6 there will be cars parked near activity locations. And those cars will be buyable on the spot. They will be cheaper than just buying them at the auto show, and they will also mostly be pre-upgraded. Apparently they will also be contextually relevant to your current PI or your campaign state. Not quite sure how that will work, but it will be interesting nonetheless. But it's really cool that you can just explore the world and actually find something worthwhile in it. And this ties directly into something else that they talked about. In Forza Horizon 6 there will not only be roads to be discovered, but actually the map itself will be obscured by some kind of fog of war, as they called it. So you might know this from other games where the map isn't just completely explored for you, you actually have to explore it yourself and find out where stuff is. I find that really cool because it gives you a reason and reward for actually going out of your way to explore some different parts of the world. And you might get versions of cars that you probably wouldn't have built yourself, and you can just hop in and immediately test it out to see if you like it. But there is more to this multiplayer open world aspect that they did talk about. So maybe you don't want to do racing on the open world circuits, but maybe you would like a chance to meet up with players and do some drag racing. Well, as with racing circuits, there will be multiple drag strips in the game, 3 to be exact. And once again, you can have the same seamless no-menu approach to them, because the synchronization of start lights will be returning from Forza Horizon 4. So you can just roll up to one of those drag strips, basically press a button to confirm that you want to participate in this drag race and that you get put in your starting box properly. And once everyone's ready, you just wait for the lights to go green. And as far as they've talked about, you actually will have to time your starts for this. Meaning if you're a little bit too early, you can get disqualified. But since these drag meets are in the open world and without any loading screens, you can just roll up to the next one and start anew. This is also quite amazing to hear. And by the way, these drag meets will also have weekly leaderboards for the quite dedicated drag racing community. I have to be honest here, drag racing is not something that I participated much with in the past, but maybe with this seamless integration, I might give it a chance in Forza Horizon 6. And then, keeping on the topic of multiplayer and open world, there will be link skills. What this means is that in the open world, if you do the same skill as a nearby player simultaneously, then you will get a link version of that skill. Think Link Drift, Link Air, Link Burnout or something like that. And once again, that will give you more rewards, is totally frictionless and does not require any coordination. You're just getting rewarded for being near other people. I can already see drift meetups and big drift events being a thing. Think tandem drifting, but maybe just with a lot more people. And speaking of drifting, that has been teased as the next seamless event type. They just said, watch this space. We will see what they have cooked up on that front, probably in the coming weeks or months. And for now, that's it for the new features that they've talked about. But they also were giving some more info on the map itself. Japan will be big, and if we can trust the developers, then it will be the biggest map to date and also the densest one. And from what we've seen so far, that might actually be accurate. Tokyo in particular is supposed to be 5 times bigger than Guanajuato from Forza Horizon 5. That would be a huge improvement. And as I said, from what we've seen so far, Tokyo looks like a proper city. It will have 4 districts with the suburbs, the dockyard, the industrial island and downtown, with each of those actually having multiple distinct aesthetics in them. Because Tokyo is so big, the team decided to actually have a specific development team for just Tokyo alone. I'm personally really looking forward to driving around the city because I feel like for the first time since Forza Horizon 3 we are actually getting a proper big diverse city again. And even if I remember the city from Forza Horizon 3 fondly, it's gonna be small in comparison to Tokyo, I'm pretty sure. The developers also talked a little bit about the pedestrian problem that we've talked about in the last video. Yes, there will not be that many pedestrians running around because they feel it's very difficult for them and they are not making the next GTA, and they only put people where you can't go with your car because they don't want to have that problem of what happens if you drive over an area where there are pedestrians running around. So they want the city to feel a little bit more populated, but they also want the people to stay safe from the cars. I can definitely see their dilemma there. I mean, it's always gonna be a trade-off between blocking of areas that you can't drive on so that there are people running around and actually letting you drive everywhere. But as I said in my previous video, I still hope that the world will feel a lot more lively than it did in what they've shown so far. As for the rest of the map, there will be multiple biomes that we've already seen, but contrary to the previous titles, those biomes are actually not location or region locked, but elevation based. So environments will transition as you gain altitude, and you might get the same biome in multiple places around the map, depending on the elevation of that place. That will hopefully make the world feel a lot more real, because in previous titles you often had problems with biomes being kind of locked to an area and the transitions feeling kind of not really natural. From what we've seen of the map so far, I think they are doing a good job on that front, but only time will tell if the Forza Horizon 6 map will be a big upgrade to the Forza Horizon 5 one. But I sure hope so, and at this point I'm actually quite optimistic about this. And as I've talked about previously, I really hope that exploration will be a big thing, and with the addition of the fog of war and you actually having to explore the map to see what's where, and there actually being things in the world that you can find, that will be a different experience to what we've had so far. And with that, I think I've covered everything that's new and important from these last two IGN videos and articles. Some genuinely cool, interesting, and sometimes even very unexpected stuff there. Let me know what your favorite feature is that they've announced so far and how you're feeling about Forza Horizon 6 in general now. If you're enjoying these kind of news videos, then let me know by leaving a like on the video and subscribe for more Forza Horizon content. While I do have some questions and small little doubts here and there, overall I am really looking forward to Forza Horizon 6 and hope that the game will be a great new chapter in the Forza Horizon franchise. Thanks a lot for watching and listening. I've been HD. Have an awesome day and see you in the next one.